All right, guys. This is Kayak Kevin podcast number 16. It's April 27, 2014. We got Rob Choi from anglingaddict.com.
Yeah.
It's angling-addict.com.
That's right.
Is the website. And Lee Williams. And we all did fish already this week. You fished this week, yeah, since the last podcast.
Yeah, I didn't paddle, but I fished.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You went out with Rick. And you fished today.
I did.
And I fished today. Well, I'm paddling today.
You got lines out, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we got fishing talk, or we got on the water and we got that to talk about, and we got questions today too. I think we got some decent ones.
Yeah.
Saw one about the CBBT, and yes, we got a couple good ones on there.
Yeah. Whenever we want to start questions, we could do questions first. We could talk about our fishing trips first. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
As far as fishing the CBBT, that's where I went hog fishing.
Yeah, and you went out with Rick's boat. Yep.
I went out with Rick a couple times this week. The first time I went out, we got set up. Yeah, we set up behind the a little away from where we wanted to fish. I guess there was a couple people in there, and the current just wasn't right. It didn't look right, you know. We went by there pretty slow. Didn't see anybody getting any bites. That doesn't always mean anything or anything. But we just went past there, tried to go fish some pilings, and didn't really have any luck on the pilings. But we noticed the tide was breaking down, and that's exactly what we wanted to do, to go back and fish over top of the spine. So we went back and fished over top of the spine, and proceeded to catch them pretty good. I mean, the tog bite this week has been phenomenal. Anywhere,
you had a big one. That's right.
Yeah, was it 25.5 inches?
Yeah.
10.5 pounds.
Yeah, you brought that one in.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's the only one I kept that day. Is 10.5 pounder. It was cool. That's my second double digit of the year.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a real nice one.
And we were fishing. I guess the one thing about the currents, I guess we have the new moon coming up this week.
Yeah.
What is it, tomorrow or the next day?
Yeah, I noticed that when I was on
so you got to notice that your outgoing tides are going to switch. You're going to switch faster to outgoing tides, and your outgoing tides are going to be stronger on the new moon. Fishing the CBBT, especially. Yeah. And the guy asked the question about when do we decide we're going to go to the CBBT, and what do we look at? He said he watches the weather. And the currents, generally, your currents are going to be stronger around the moons.
And I also have not fixed my links page.
Yeah, the links aren't fixed.
I still haven't done that yet. I just thought of that. I was like, oh, people are fishing, and they're probably using that.
All my bookmarks are still on last year's stuff, so I got to change that.
Yeah, okay, I got to do that. I got windy days coming up. I can do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
To-do list.
But look at the current. The current is going to be stronger, incoming stronger, coming up on your full moons, and outgoing stronger coming up on your new moons. And we generally try and fish those middle weeks if we can. It gives you more time on the water, less sinkers. You know what I mean? Less, more time, actual quality fishing time when your bait's not 10, 12 feet behind you.
When you have those long slacks, those longer slacks.
As far as weather goes, I don't fish it on a north wind. Really, I mean, it's
not good even after 10 knots.
Yeah.
People say 10 to 15. That's 10 to 15 if you're inside. Outside, I wouldn't go over 10 knots.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's forecasted to be solid over 10 knots, yeah. I mean, but you look at the fish weather and the hourly one, and you can kind of see where it's going to break down.
If the current is going to be against the wind, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time.
It's miserable.
It's really you
miserable.
do not need that kind of aggravation in your life.
Yeah.
You just don't. You don't need it. The wind against the current is bad. We've always said it. It's in the DVDs. The way the current runs, when the current's running in, until you get out past the second island, it kind of runs up in the bay there.
Yeah, it angles slightly.
Angles slightly in on the way in, and out down, towards the beach on the way out. Mm-hmm. So we kind of, if you can,
we've actually made the decisions out there. Okay, we have the current going out now. It's going to shift. Do we want to fish for a while, or take this current in and then have the current against us when we go back in?
Yep. And the other day, one of those things, like if you know the wind's supposed to pick up at the very first sight of the wind picking up, you're already too late. So you need to get moving. The other day when I went out, last week? We talked about it already when I went fishing last week, but I don't know if we brought it up that the wind was supposed to pick up that day. So I remember we did because it came up behind me and I said I took the tailwind for a minute before it finally switched around.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as the wind picked up any little bit, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Time to get a move on. You know, if it's supposed to get bad, it's not going to get better.
Yeah, it's going to keep on going. It's going to get worse out there. Because then you got to start dealing with chop.
Yeah.
If you can usually get underneath the first small boat channel, you're okay, even in a hard wind. But it's still wind.
But that's a long way from the island.
That's chop wise. Yeah.
As far as decision making, I think it's just, for me, the first thing I think about is the wind. It's the very first thing, obviously, and then the current. But current is usually, that's a secondary thought. Just if I have a good weather window, like as far as wind, I'll be.
Yeah, because you can work around current.
Yeah.
Especially at the bridge.
At the bridge, or up at the island.
Yeah.
You can take breaks behind the island on the bottom side of the current, and you can hang out there. And there's plenty of fish there too. In the summertime.
Yeah, definitely in the summertime. Yeah. So so I fished. Yeah. So wait, you that's pretty much you covered your giant hog. And I saw Rick today out there rolling around looking. Yeah,
they went hog fishing early and they caught them.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
2 more days on that season or whatever, May 1st, and that's done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. It's almost May. That's right.
That's it. Ken went out today.
That's right.
Super secret tog wreck.
Yeah.
Ken went out today. The super secret tog wreck. Hunter Southall. A shout out to him. He caught 4 double-digit togs today.
Jesus Christ.
The biggest one should be Ken's 4th one on the boat this year, over 20 pounds.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got 5 or 6 weight citations coming in there. They're probably at the scales now, but
yeah.
Insane.
Disgusting.
Just terrible.
Giants.
Terrible.
Giants. Just
all he wants to do, he'll leave him alone for a little while. All he has to do is get one 26 pounds.
Yeah, right.
And then he'll leave him alone and let the ones get bigger. He's just so there. I mean, over 20 pounds, you've got to have one that's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he is bound and determined. And he's not even jealous. I mean, he's not even like stingy. He takes you on his boat. If you catch it, you catch it. But he wants it caught on his boat.
Right.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
And he's normally the one that catches the big. I caught the biggest one today. We caught ours, and Hunter caught the biggest one today. But Ken normally, even though he's not always fishing, normally catches the biggest one anyway.
Yeah.
It just normally happens.
Yeah.
Healthy Grin.
Yep. Healthy Grin Sport Fishing on Facebook. If you don't follow it, follow it. Like I said, it's not only fishing reports. Some of the best information you're going to get about our local resources and on the water.
Yeah.
It's some of the best information you're going to get.
Yeah. Yep. And I paddled around Eastern Shore again today. And the colors are looking good. The water's getting there. We just hit 60, so it won't be long, but it's still not active. I didn't see any, I saw bait way in the creeks as I was, going around, but not very small stuff. Right. Very small stuff. So nothing really happened. No crabs out or anything like that. And that's probably the last time we're going to talk about that until the season either is getting going and these guys get their shot and my friends get their shot or maybe till the end of it. I don't know. I'm just going to go into radio silence about the Reds. So there you go. And I'll post up about that too because I'm getting a lot of questions. Oh, what's happening over there? When I get into the level, okay, got to shut that off and keep it in-house for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I went to Rudy. I haven't been fishing in a while, actually.
Yeah. You've been doing a little bit of...
As far as the CBBT and the wind direction and the bite, not really. The wind direction has a whole lot to do with your aggravation.
Yeah, out there because it's wide open.
We had another question on that real quick.
Yeah, I haven't been fishing much. It's just timing and dealing with family stuff and... That's that. I did go to Yak Attack's tournament last week.
Yeah, that's right. How was that?
That was fun. I mean, it's always fun because, they had to change the venue up because before it used to be like you were driving down the road and there's like, you just pull right off and you're in this field with, a whole bunch of kayak or all this stuff. But the field it's too small for the number of people that we're dealing with now. And Twin Lakes State Park. It was fun. The food was awesome again. Fishing was really difficult. I don't, pride myself as a strong bass fisherman. I enjoy it. It's fun, but there's guys out there that study it so much more that it's just, I like to diversify.
Right.
But I caught one on tournament days, like 17 inches, and
What lakes?
it's main ones are Briary Creek and
Sandy Point.
Sandy River.
Sandy River
Something.
Reservoir, Sandy River Creek Reservoir, or something. Yeah, it's.
One of those.
I've been there. That place has awesome chain pickerel fishery.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's some deep spots in that thing.
There is, yeah, there is. And there's a couple other smaller lakes that people hit up, and I got to hang out with the Power Team Lures people. Bob was nice enough to let me stay there. Normally we camp, and I would have camped this year too, because that's half the fun of it. Really is getting around a campfire with a whole bunch of your fishing buddies and just having a good time. But with Easter being the day after,
I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break, y'all. I'm gonna have to hit the bathroom.
oh,
All right, yeah, paddling will do that to you.
All right.
I thought I had fixed that or cleared that before the game, but it was all right. Yeah. All right.
it happens.
So we were on the Yak Attack tournament
Yeah.
and talking about the lakes, Briary, Sandy River.
We'll just call it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bass people know what we're talking about. Yeah.
So who won it? Who won it this time? How'd Beckley do?
Beckley, dude. So he had a nice bass. He had a nice sunfish. And he needed 3 for the slam.
Okay.
And the last one is a
So
crappie.
this is a 3-fish slam.
It's
just
that's
just
the
like
main thing.
What? Go ahead. What was it? You already laughed,
That's
dude.
too good now.
You already laughed.
No, I mean, I don't know.
What does it say?
Andy says they're talking about the Reds right now, like it's like I don't know if he was trying to announce it. I don't know. Oh, maybe he was telling Chuck because it's just Chuck keeps saying the sound goes in and out.
Oh.
I don't know. Andy hadn't said anything about the sound.
All right.
So, and Rob earlier said loud and clear.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So Richie had that crappie, like the last one he needed, like right at the boat, and didn't land it. So
Crappie?
Was there?
That's what happens with giant crappie. I lost a huge one in
They got spec mouths, right?
oh, dude, it's worse.
Yeah.
I lost a huge one trying to flip it in the lake at what is the real Burnt Mills in Suffolk on a like 7.5 inch culprit worm.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, a guy caught one that was like 2 3/4 pounds the week before that I saw on the scale,
Nice.
and this was bigger than that. I mean, it was a big fish. It was a huge crappie. And I mean, I thought it was a bass the whole time. And I went to flip it in the boat, and it flipped up and did a flip and just went right back in the water. I cast it right back up into the same spot and caught the male that it was with up there spawning with. Yeah, I mean, I caught the pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's other divisions in the tournament though.
Did
So
he-
it's like longest 2 bass together, and then
Was he able to enter any of that stuff? Just like
No,
you enter
just-
one.
No, you have the option once
Oh, okay.
you're done fishing.
He didn't have.
But it just didn't add up. Yeah.
You've been catching some good ones though.
Yeah,
He
he
just
has.
posted up just the other
Well, the
looked
day
good.
before, or the 2 days before, he was pre-fishing the area he wanted to go in.
Smoking them.
Yeah, it was just crazy. Crazy. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what happens. That's why those dudes in the giant boats and all that fish with rubber hooks and no hooks.
No hooks, right?
They're just like-
just baits with no
Oh
hooks.
man, dude! We saw that when I went bluefin fishing, and Matt was catching his.
Yeah.
At one time I got up in the boat for a couple of minutes, and we were on top of a school, and the mate said, "Watch this," and he throws. I mean, it's a little like it looked next to all this offshore tackle. It looks like a speckled trout rod. It probably wasn't. You know what I mean? It was probably like what they used to throw at cobias,
Yeah.
but it had this plug on it like this with no hook, and these things would just bomb this thing and jump out of the water and hit it and take like 15 yards of line, and as soon as they open their mouth, it just pops out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So they just bomb and just take line. That's the funnest part. Anyway, who wants to catch one of these giant tunas? Anyway?
Yeah.
They're just bombing these topwater baits. It was just cool as hell.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, the
I've seen
Bass
some videos of
Bass
those
Pros
guys.
do that.
Yeah.
They fish
No hook baits.
no hook baits. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was 3 fish, and then it was all the combinations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there was 3 bass, or
No,
it was an
like,
aggregate.
No,
like
it's two
3.
bass together. The
Okay.
measurement of that is what gets you.
Okay.
And then same with sunfish, same with crappie.
So some fish, crappie, bass,
Yeah. And then a slam of the 3.
slam of the 3.
Yeah.
Right, and then there was yeah.
And then each one individually.
Anybody we know do any good?
My friends from Richmond, Josh, Dolan, and Grant. I forget Grant's last name, but
Right.
nice guys, and they crushed it, dude.
Cool.
I think Grant won the slam.
Oh hell yeah!
Forrest would have came in second if there was a
Forrest,
second
yeah,
for
yeah.
slam, but he placed. I forget in what speed. I think it was crappie.
Forrest is a hell of a fisherman.
Dude, yeah,
that dude is a
Did you
hell
see-
of a fisherman.
Did you see the release citations on his
40.
specs? 40.
40.
Last year.
If he would, we could have
That's
him if
absurd.
he would ever come over here. We
Yeah,
could
I
talk
know.
to
I would
him.
love-
Dude,
yeah.
yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You guys should.
Yeah.
Dude, Forrest is such a
Yeah, we should have him on here. He's a character too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure
Yeah.
you cut the signature, no sleeves, and
Yep.
all that.
we all.
You should have a celebrity
We all wear no
wing
sleeves
Yep.
that day. We all wear.
sun's out, guns out.
That would be cool.
Forrest is coming to town. Sun's out, guns out.
The thing is, like around the TKA tournament, we're gonna have to do like a podcast every day.
That'd be fun.
We're gonna have to get everybody in here who's gonna be here that week.
Yeah.
So let's try to do that, just so we can just
Yeah.
rack up as many,
That'd be
Yep.
fun.
Yeah, bring everybody in once, yeah, and then maybe run around doing interviews or something.
Dude, I'm thinking about joining just for the club challenge this year.
Dude. I have mixed feelings about just. But I don't know. Anyway.
You always talk about caring about killing sheep's head. Off with his head.
That's why I haven't done it. That's why I haven't done it.
Oh, it's not hard.
It's not hard.
I don't lose them, so it's not very hard. I just get him in the boat and then I don't let him back out.
It does feel like we need to show up again this year. Like last year we killed it, so I feel like we kind of have to, right?
This year we have to catch the brown clown and all of it.
That's
We got to get a fish in every category.
Yeah.
Dude, that was still like
it was epic, dude.
that scoreboard. That scoreboard was epic.
I don't like using
People
that word.
overuse that word,
Yeah,
but
I don't like using that word, but that was
to take those boaters out like that.
Yes.
It was just disgusting.
Yeah. And doing it well, placing in it really fairly
well, like last 2 or 3 years, we third,
Right.
second, or whatever,
Right.
and we finally got around. And it's good. So Yak Attack, that was fun. R. Lee, he placed in largemouth. I think he got second.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Was he
It was-
last? Was it last week? No, it was several weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we had him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then today I went to Rudy.
Yeah. So yeah, the
There was a decision. I wanted to go hang out with you over
I
there
know,
too.
well,
but
no, I wanted to hang out with you. I just wanted to fish with you. That was the whole thing.
Like a
Okay, I'm gonna
regular-
go to Rudy.
just a fishing
I'm gonna go
trip.
Rudy just to fish with you. And then I was like, okay, they're having that crazy weekend. Was that bad getting there?
honestly, no. I mean, all right. So last night.
Yeah.
Last night I started. there.
Okay, well, before you, so that was where I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about that
Parking,
weekend.
everything.
Parking, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh, and then I've been eating all week. Like, I mean, that's
you wanted
that's probably another reason
paddle.
why
You wanted a paddle.
Probably
paddle,
the reason why it just happened. Because
possibly.
I've been eating chocolate and just junking out because I've been paddling, and then here's what real quick. Sorry. Side story is usually I'm dropping weight at this time as I'm paddling. Right. I dropped my weight down to 170 before I started paddling this year. So now I'm all of a sudden paddling hard 2 days in a row,
system,
camping,
dude.
doing all that stuff. And my body's just going,
It's a
"Just
shock,
fucking
dude.
eat."
What the-
And I'm eating everything as much as I can. I get bags of potato chips and just go, eat them up. I'm just eating a bag of potato chips a day. Because I went, my body's
I don't like
usually
potato
working.
chips.
Well, my body's usually working down during this time. It's already there, and now I'm like, my body's struggling to keep my calories up. So that's my body's going nuts right now.
Yeah,
that's
that's
also.
crazy.
So yeah, that's what's going on with me. It's also kind of weird. It's cool. I like to fluctuate my weights, and I can stop and control and drop and gain weight in the wintertime and drop weight in the spring. And it's fun doing it. And then witnessing what your body goes through as I'm getting into the season, as I'm paddling a lot, as you know, if I'm doing less, I did less yoga, like hard classes this year because I was working on the DVD more, but I was doing like smaller 15-minute type of home stuff.
Right.
So my body's still kind of in shape, but paddling has really worked out really well. Been doing doing different workout this year. It's been cool. It's just been cool witnessing what my body's going through right now. It's kind of neat.
That's cool.
Side story on that. Okay, so that was why I went paddling today, because it was like, I need to paddle. I've been eating too much. I don't need
a serious paddle at Rudy. No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna paddle much in Rudy.
Yeah, I mean, I had to get out a couple weeks ago. That's when I went. I mean, the weather was right, so I went to the first island, Toggin.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, I just to get out. I mean, that's my thing too. This time of year is to go out there and catch those things.
I can't believe I haven't gone Toggin.
And right now, as I'm kind of in waiting period right now, I should be talking too.
Right. It just hasn't been. The weather was good that one day.
Yes. And it was.
Yeah.
There was windy. Wasn't it windy this morning?
Yeah, it was.
Was it windy this morning?
And then it picked up again this afternoon over there.
Yeah, you gotta.
It took a while for it to calm down a little too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of current. You know what I mean? A lot of current during the part of the day when you want to be out there in the middle of the day anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outgoing tide was from until like 10 o'clock till probably 11 o'clock until 5 today. So
yeah, the slack over there was at 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, this side it was.
Yeah. It's low tide, not slack current. Low tide.
Yeah, because it changed. The current changed for us yesterday at like
3.
No, 3:45.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just 3 hours later.
So 4:45 today.
Yeah. I saw somebody else was coming back over fishing a kayak or fishing the pilings on the high rise. Yeah, so he's talking.
Yeah.
A kayaker at the high rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's good talking. Oh, he was not on the where he needed to be. He was on the big bumpers and stuff.
Okay.
That's good, but
Did he launch from Wise, or I mean, is
probably
that
launched from Wise.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a long trip for Tar.
Man.
I mean,
it's 3 miles.
But there's so much more current up there.
It's insanely fast over there, dude.
Yeah.
Especially with the outgoing like it was in the middle of the day today.
Brutal.
Yeah, I just zigzagged a lot. And, yeah.
He was using big 14s and 18s and shit.
Forearm. It hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why I went. I wanted to fish with you today because I don't get to fish with you all that much.
I don't, yeah.
Now with my new schedule, I'm off on Sundays, so I'm actually kind of like halfway in normal.
A little bit, at least one of the days, right?
Yeah. Right. So we're gonna have more opportunities anyway. Now if we just get Lee. That's the thing. Is like me and Lee have been on the same schedule since we've been fishing together.
Yeah.
And Thursdays and Fridays were our days off because I've been working in this. With now working at Appomattox, they need me there on Thursdays or Fridays, like their main days. So that's so we're waiting for him to hopefully get an opportunity to change his schedule around. We can get back on our days off the same again. But yeah, so I was gonna fish it today, and I was like, I gotta go paddle, so I went to Eastern Shore and just paddled. Yeah. But you went and
we set up a time and everything, and
I
went out with my wife last night. It was our anniversary is on tomorrow. And we went and had dinner, met some friends. Next thing you know, we're drinking a lot more than I thought I was going to be drinking, and staying up way later. And so my alarm goes off at 4, and I don't really even remember it. Apparently it went off a couple of times, and I was probably still feeling. Yeah, and then so I didn't even get out of the house till 6, and I was supposed to meet Regulski.
A lot of times I don't even look at the tide chart on the very first line.
Yeah.
A lot of times I don't even.
It's got a 0 in front of it. I'm not even.
It's gotta be a high number after that, especially if I want to fish the change of it.
I did do when Reds are over the bridge. I will go out early if I'm doing like 2-3 days. Two days or 3 days where I'm going every tide cycle. I'm going out there. But yeah, So yeah,
I wanted to get to Rudy early because we knew it was gonna be. It was supposed to be there's been a gazillion reports. Everybody knows there's a lot of fish happening there and reds, flounder. There was talk of gray trout, possible speckled trout and bluefish. So I wanted to get there early just to not deal with the boat ramp insanity and. What I do when I know, well, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It really wasn't. Like I was expecting it to be.
Was the whole parking lot packed?
I got the last space in the kayaker section over there.
That's a really small section.
And
that first row of boat things, nobody can really use that anyway. They should just, you know what I mean?
When I go to Rudy and I know it's gonna be real busy, I bring my my sea tug, my kayak cart.
And
just because I don't want to, I park, like get all my stuff right there, and then I just walk to the ramp, take my wheels off, put them in the kayak, and I'm out. And I don't spend any time at the ramp itself. It just makes it
set up in the parking lot because you might not get your
you
spot.
don't know
Oh my God, I spent 15 minutes standing next to Rick's truck window yesterday, waiting to back the trailer out so I could go get the boat out of the water because this guy decided he wanted to tie fishing rigs. These days he's behind me and I'm just standing there. And I mean I was never a jerk, but I mean I was standing there not patiently. You know what I mean? I was just standing there looking at him and he never even looked one time. I mean
oh man.
It was just welcome to Virginia Beach, but yeah.
But as a kayaker, I feel like you try to put your best face out there, and if you don't have to spend that much time at the ramp, don't because
we don't.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, we don't. But I'm just saying to other.
Yeah,
other
I'm saying we as in kayakers don't.
A lot of times, I mean, and a lot. Some I've been people have said something to me before, but rarely. I normally pull right into that first handicap spot and take my boat and set it aside and then go park my truck.
Yeah.
I don't leave my truck there parked ever.
Yeah.
I just take my kayak. That way it's right next to the boat ramp.
Yep.
It's not in anybody's way. They can still make their wide turn, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not in the handicap spot. Plus, if you pull into that handicap spot and stop in enough time to get your boat out of the way of the boat ramp or down on the slope where you're out of everybody's way, you can still pull forward as long as there's nobody there and make a U-turn.
Yeah.
Even with a full-size truck. It's a convenient spot that you can just if there's nobody there, you can just pull forward and drive right away.
Yeah, but as kayakers, we don't need to be at all on a ramp. Well, we could always be off to the side and get set up and go.
Yep.
And drag down or have somebody else help you. And when you got two guys, it's two kayaks and you walk them, boom.
Bam.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's nice at Willoughby. There's a couple sections where you could launch your kayaks, and you're not even on the boat ramp, but it's still slope, beach, sand. You know what I mean?
Yep, I like the sand better just because you're not scraping up the bottom of your kayak anyway. So.
I still gotta go over rocks right there, but still.
Yeah,
not the middle one.
No, there's one.
No, if you pull up the middle one, well, not the far side. In between the two ramps.
It's got a curb, rocks. It's got this little
channel thing.
Yeah,
but you can.
Still
You're right.
concrete.
Yeah. I haven't been there in a while. Dude, I used to go to HRBT all those.
I'm going every Thursday nights basically because when I'm coming back from work.
Have you seen anything or
No,
something?
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I'm paddling there too.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Dude, I've been paddling this new Trident 13. I haven't caught a fish on it yet. Been trying to paddle it for a month.
Fix that.
I've gone to Eastern Shore probably more times than anybody's gonna. Most people are gonna go there this year.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just to go paddling around nature days.
Nature days.
But I haven't caught nothing that boat yet. Or even camped out of it just because I want to catch something out of it,
Right.
and then go out camp out of my 15. Yeah. All right, so Rudy wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, there's still. I mean, it was a lot of people, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I met Red Gulski out there. Some other guys had some decent flounders. One guy had 3 keepers on a stringer. Lozier was out there. Yeah, I think they're all right around 17 or so.
Yeah.
Real nice old guy off the creek. Lozier was out there. He had got three clients out there. Everybody was catching reds. He had one of his clients had a 19-inch flounder, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
My friend Jeff was out there. Lockhart. He 19-inch spec or something like that. A couple gray trout, 17 inches.
Today?
Yeah, yeah. And then we found some reds, and I probably caught about a dozen or so. 22, 23, 24, and then I had like a 26 or 7-ish. That one was fun. I mean, it's all on trout tackle, so it's like you set the hook and just let it fly.
Yeah.
That's just loved it.
Nice to see Flounder going there.
Yeah.
It's just a step away from HRBT starting. That's what I'm looking forward to at HRBT.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think it's fun.
That is fun. Even at night, dude.
That's when it's real good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I seem to always catch nice ones there too.
Yeah.
22, 23 inches.
You can definitely.
It's like almost every trip I pull a nice 20-incher or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So you didn't see any blues or nothing?
No. I thought I saw some pictures of somebody catching, like.
Okay.
Right, and it's that time of year. Like people normally are trolling around catching bluefish this time of year.
That's
Yeah, the 20-inchers.
Yeah.
Or so. Then
with the big head, 30 inches aren't in there yet.
We haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
So.
And
I think there was a rumor. I mean, somebody might have seen it the other day, and I don't. It's just hard to know with what temperature, what's going on in there, and it's. I mean, for a while, they weren't around at all.
Right.
So I mean, it's hard to tell what's happening,
And the ones that are in there a lot of times are not like they're kind of weird looking.
They're scarred up and they're, dude. The one I caught last year, and some of the ones I've seen, I mean, they just had huge gashes on them. Yours did too, right?
Dude, yeah, it looked like somebody cut it open.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking its guts out. I don't know, throw it back.
Mm-hmm.
I want to answer one of the questions that I saw on here.
Right.
Some guy, I don't even know how to say his name. I feel bad sometimes.
What was that one?
Let me read the question so people know what the heck I'm talking about. For Rob Choi, being Asian.
He can't even. By the way, he can't even pronounce your name.
I'm sorry,
bro.
Like a jerk.
Well, I got that video of you talking Korean to another guy.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there was two others.
I almost said talking Asian.
Talking Asian.
Yeah, right.
But it's funny as shit. I'm like, looking through video because we can't you record my camera, so I'm looking through video to see where you're at, and you start talking, and I hit record or hit listen. I hit play to listen to it. And it's like I think I'm like, what the fuck? And I rewind it and I listened to it like as from the beginning. And I saved it. Saved it for you. It was funny as shit.
Dude, I should
subtitles,
some sort of not like absolutely wild out there subtitles,
Talking Asian.
All right, so the question is, being Asian, and we know us Asians love every kind of fish. Whenever I show my mom, I'll pick up a fish that I caught and released. I get the remark, you need to bring that fish home. Do you get these from your family or Asian friends?
Fuck yeah, you do.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I mean that isn't it?
That's just part of the culture, man. That's part.
And
I get it from my Asian friends. It's not like.
What's funny is I remember talking about that with you before, and you were like, you had to break it. You had to go. Okay,
This is like Kill Fest.
Yeah, I'm
4,000. Yeah. Get yourself a fishing rod.
Yeah, my mom doesn't do it, and they don't ask as much anymore. But for a while, they just thought I was insane for letting them go. And I actually it was Thanksgiving dinner, and my parents' friends were over. And they wanted to show some videos and whatever and some pictures, and because apparently the guy, one of their friends, was a big fisherman. He enjoys it, and my dad does acknowledge now though that the idea of not keeping everything, and especially scientific proof of when a certain species doesn't. It's like if he wants his grandkids to catch some of these fish later on too. I mean, you can't just.
Yeah, but you open his eyes to the idea of conservation, and
but at the same time, he's still. He's gonna bring his fish home.
Yeah.
Somebody also wants to know what the best way to cook puppy drum is, and I catch them real small, and then I take them, and I put them in the water.
You let them cook,
and I let them there for a long time, and I pull them back out of the water once they get like up around 50 inches.
I admit that, dude. I did keep couple puppy drum today.
Yeah, you said people have been
Yeah,
asking. You do make those prints, and that's an awesome.
Yeah.
You're just an awesome talent that you have, and you've decided to share it with people, and that's.
Well, it's also you still get the meat off of those also.
Oh yeah.
Those fish are edible. It's not.
Like,
it's not a waste.
After you paint
after I go, I can still wipe it off, and I can still fillet and eat. And my grocery bill for me. I mean, I got 2 kids, and they're just eating nonstop. So I mean, it's just helpful for me, man. It really does.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's still I'm got to harvest responsibly, obviously, but I mean, if you're going to, at least it's right now it's a plentiful fish, and I'm happy to do it. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to flounder. I want to kill some flounder this year.
I don't like flounder.
We talked about this before.
I like flounder.
I don't like flounder. I just don't. I don't.
You a sashimi fan?
Nah.
Okay, never mind.
Flounder is good raw.
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you about the little muscles along the edges?
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Dude.
And this guy gave it to me, and I
It's
took
fat.
it to it like pops kind of.
Yeah,
It's
it's so good, dude.
It's so delicious.
It is.
The guy I took it to I caught it was when I lived at my parents' house still. I first got the kayak and I went in Rudy one morning and caught a real nice flounder and a real nice speckled trout, and I always went. I had sushi at the same place almost, once or twice a week, you know what I mean, at the same lunch place, right up the street from my parents' house. And the guy kept asking me to bring something in. So one day I put the flounder and the speckled trout on ice, and I brought him in there for lunch. And he was like, okay. And he didn't do sushi with the flounder, with the trout. You can, almost every saltwater fish you can eat raw. Fish. Now, not mollusks, so that's,
Right.
it gets hairy when you get into that stuff.
Besides oysters.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know which ones.
Yeah.
But the fish mostly you can eat raw. Anyway, he took and fried me up a little bit of trout. And he fried some up for himself too, and the other couple people that work there. And then he gave me like flounder, sashimi, and sushi, and put it in rolls and stuff like that. And he charged me for like whatever the cheapest lunch special is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For rolling it up because he used my meat. You know what I mean?
What part of the flounder you used?
He used the meat for some of it, but the sashimi pieces some of it was meat, real thin, and the angle they cut it at is so nice. I mean, it makes for the piece just like it like falls apart in your mouth. You know what I mean? It's not like
especially
biting it like you would think. Yeah,
naturally falls apart.
Yeah. The way they cut it, it makes it delectable to eat.
Yeah.
So it was super good, and it was both the
muscles that control the fin, like the very outer fins.
Yeah.
It's some yummy stuff. For sure.
Yeah, when people talk about using flounder belly and stuff like that for bait, they use that too. Yeah, that. Yeah. I eat that.
You eat that?
Yeah, I eat that.
It's like me eating the slocum.
I take the strips. I take the strips of the white side. I take the strips of the white side skin where the ribs and stuff are.
It's just like when I know
for bait.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, the slocum is the head fat, just like that Andrew Zimmer, the bizarre food guy. The bizarre food guy. He was eating. He always eats the head fat out of whatever crab.
Rick,
I did it. We had female crabs left over from Toggin, and maybe I had 8 of them, whatever, and we cooked them up, and I ate the slocum.
Oh, you're talking
about. It was awesome.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, females, because males don't have it.
Yeah. So Rick, the other talking about the slocum.
It's all
Instead of taking it out,
rubber, it's more rubbery. It's more
instead of taking it out, you know what Rick fishes with it?
What?
Rick takes after he peels the shell off, he just cuts the ends off, like puts the hook through the eyepiece and then trims around where there's no slocum, and then you just got like
I've done that before.
the shell. He just drops the friggin' shell in there with the eyepieces down there. Dude, they munch the shit out of it, or they suck the heck out of it. Either way, but they don't. You know what I mean?
It's a good idea.
It's because there's the bony spots right in their face, so the hook actually goes in there, and then you could
It's a real good idea.
Yeah, but they got to devour the whole thing because I haven't hooked anything on it yet. And I hooked a lot of salt dogs.
and you hook a lot on slocum.
I can just hook
I've had
slocum,
I've tried it a bunch of times, and usually they just suck it.
I use that face piece, and I cut that in half, so one little that's a real thin.
I try and get when I'm using slocums. I rarely use
try
the
to
slocums.
keep that. Yeah, you always give it to me.
I know. I always give them to him. I rarely use them, but I if I'm cutting them out, I keep those 2 bone pieces because
Yeah.
that's really what you got.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show that in detail on the next video too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Makes
I just
sense.
gotta start to shoot that.
I've been screaming too. Is that thing?
Ah!
Yeah. I just realized that I've really been screaming over here.
Dude, I've eaten some crazy shit too, though, man. Korean culture in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a peninsula surrounded by water, so we were talking about mollusks and stuff, dude. Sometimes you go to Korea and there's, it's like a raw special, you know, and they just put all sorts of stuff on there, dude, and it's all raw still.
Right.
Some of it's still swimming.
Yeah, yeah. Octopus,
Did
stuff
I
like
tell,
that.
did I tell
still
you about the
moves.
octopus?
Yeah.
Dude, I did tell you about the octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I fucking, the last bite I took ended up being the eyeball. Did I tell you about this? All right, so in Korea, live octopus is a delicacy, and it's pretty good. I like it. They have these big, essentially Tupperwares,
Yeah.
water and with a tube and bubbles, and on the sides there's little octopus just all over the place.
Small ones.
Yeah. The head's like a golf ball size, maybe a little bit bigger.
Right.
And you order it, and they just yank one off, slap it down, chop it all up, and
That's just pieces.
that's it.
Yeah.
And give you soy sauce and wasabi.
What about
and
the beak?
I don't know.
That's a squid.
No,
Octopus
I
have
think
beaks
octopus
too,
have
don't
it too.
they? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they feel for it and they chopped up or get rid of that one part.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the tentacles are still, the suction
Moving.
cups still work and all that. So you just sometimes you got to hold the
I
plate
think
down.
I've seen Bizarre Foods do that.
Yeah, you hold the plate down, you yank it off, and you
Yeah.
put it in your mouth, and the suction cup's still working or whatever. And so I was a kid last time we did that, and it was me, my cousins, and my brother, and I was probably like 16, and all my brother and my cousins are younger, and our relatives take us out to one of these restaurants, and as the oldest kid or recipient of this, I feel like, you know, I was the one that was supposed to finish it off, and they're looking at me. There's this one gray blobby piece left on there, and none of the kids want to eat it, and they look at me. I was like, all right, and I take it, dip it, put it in. My first bite, something pops in my mouth. I'm like, oh, I no gag reflex. It went straight down. And my relatives all burst down into laughter, thinking they knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I had never done that before.
It hit the eye.
Yeah. So my reaction to them was priceless, apparently, and thoroughly enjoyable. But the tentacles are great. The eyepiece does still freak me out.
I do, as far as sashimi goes, and what I've ever had is not raw, but octopus is one of my favorite pieces.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's cooked. They blanch. I guess, is that blanching it? Is when you like take something and just drop it into boiling water until it's boiled, and then you take it out and drop it in ice. Or they
Ice cold
cool
water.
it
Yeah,
to
cool.
it so that it like takes the thing
It's
and
like
draws the meat out, and then it releases it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or something.
Right.
However they do it. I've read the process, and I can't remember exactly how fast
when,
it is.
When you cook it, when you put it in super hot water, it's the process. It's the cooking happens really fast, but almost so fast that you don't want it to go all the way through. So when you you start the process and you take it out and then you shock it so it stops automatically. So the center of it is not doesn't get so tough.
Right. Yeah, and it is. You can tell that it's tougher on the outside and gets better and more. You know, it's not chewy though because it's cooked.
Right.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how they.
Yeah.
I've read it. I've seen it at one grocery store, and I read about how to clean it and prepare it, and then I went back and they were sold out. So apparently everybody else read up about it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I mean, they looked good. You know what I mean? They looked really fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as like, I've never really seen octopus before, but I've seen fresh seafood and it looked like fresh seafood.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Once you cook the slocum, once you steam them up, boil them up, whatever.
I think for some reason I thought because we were on the topic of raw, so for whatever reason I thought that's why I was like, whoa,
cooked.
man.
No, cooked.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
That's
He's out there instead of his tunas. I can save some dough today. The slocum will turn a bite on too.
Yeah.
You can just drop it down on your
It's a
hooks even
tester.
if you're not hooking them.
Tester.
Yeah.
If they're not, if something's not, they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I
That's
see
what
it.
I tell people. That's one that we know I can get a hookup shot, like a handheld hookup shot. You got smoke 'em on? All right.
Yeah.
Man, got it.
It's either that or it's a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
One of the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
So either one's good.
Yep.
Any more questions on there? There was another one.
Fishing log.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring my fishing log. I was gonna bring one.
I don't keep one. I have a really good mental log. I pretty much could tell you almost where I've caught everything.
But with the fishing log, that's true. But that's true. But the fishing log did for me was the exact
weather, tide,
temperatures.
Yeah, and I wouldn't,
tide
dude. I
coming
wouldn't
in
keep
or
up
out.
with it, so I don't.
And it helped me. I was talking about. I think it was Joe. It was. But when I started doing a fishing log, my goal was in 5 years I want to be able to go, taste the water and go, flounder right here. I smell a red drum over there. I hear those speckled
Rick
trout.
smells fish everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to get to with the fishing log, and it kind of did. I mean, it helped me so much.
You analyze it to that extent, it's gonna.
You keep going back and going, reminding yourself, because there were so many times going, I thought we were catching them at this point. Now I look back at my fishing log. Oh, it wasn't because the temperature was this, or something was this, or
the moon phase was this
or something. Yeah. So there was that. I did that for 5 or 6 years, and it helped a lot.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I don't have a log as far as that kind of. I mean, I try to like you said. I try to keep it in my head
keep
as much
an
as
updated report too.
I mean, there's some.
Kevin used to keep a really updated report of all. What his weekly report used to be. Your weekly reports used to be.
Well, now it's pretty much. It used to be every time I go out, I would report about it. Now it's just if I'm catching something. I don't report about not going out because it's just at a lot of space. Yeah, but it's still with the websites of a fishing log. Basically, I can go back and look.
Yeah.
That's why I have people asking me stuff about red drum. I mean, go back and look at the fucking website for 6, 7 years.
I remember when I first started doing this, dude. I was constantly looking.
You've been catching these things for a long time.
Yeah, it's not like this. Yeah,
if I knew that like red drum season was coming up, I looked through as far back as I can possibly go in your website just to see what this year this happened. The following year this happened.
And I have to do it because last year was a later red drum. Also, we weren't catching them early. And the one where you did early was the year before.
It wasn't.
And normally I'm thinking it was this year, so I had to go back myself.
We slowly come across like one early, or something like that. Last year, I caught one. And you caught one. Then I caught one, and you caught one, and we looked over, and
that was.
Oh yeah, that was right after. That was our first one. But Jay had caught one right before that.
Right, that's right. That was when it was still cold.
It was still cold. I remember because he didn't have waders on. He was like, dude, it was freaking freezing. How did you not have waders on? But it was like he had a nice one though. It was like a 49. Like he had a nice one early.
Yeah,
read it before it goes dark.
What does that say?
Read it before it goes dark, and then you don't have to talk about it right this second.
What's your thoughts on the side handles on the Truck 13? Also, have you mounted cane cleat on yours yet? Yep. After 3 times, not find a good place to mount it. Oh, if you're Mike Gallo, if you're a local man, I'll have it up at Appomattox every Thursday, pretty much. We have rigging days up there, and it's right where I like to have them right where my thighs are, but not where my knees are.
Yeah, a lot of people want to put them up top, man. Oh my god!
You have them on top. Mine are on top. I don't know. I've done it the same way on 2 boats, and I still was happy. Like I don't know. My legs might be longer, back? And it's
or maybe
your paddle doesn't hit
it? No, never.
Yeah, see, that's why all my cleats have always been inside behind the foot rail. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at a brand new one, so.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
No. The reason why he's out because Jeff Lockhart's coming across the same thing. The 2014s, the molded in handles. There's a concave, like where your hand goes in around the handle. So that spot, it's not along the rail anymore. It's a little bit different. So,
I have mine on the inside where your foot railings are.
Yeah,
right.
That's where you do it.
And that's where I have mine on the inside, but it's not right where the handles are because the handles are right here. It's actually a little bit forward, so it's actually more.
Yeah.
It's not where it's either where my shin is or where my up above my knee is, but not right where my knee is because my knee hits
when you stand up on the trident, though, where in relation to your feet are like when you stand on your trident, where in relation to your feet are the cane boots?
Forward.
So they're in front of. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I
want
always
feet back close to where the seat is.
Yeah.
You're not standing.
You're gonna go look real quick just to double
You're not standing on the
because I
seat.
got
You're
two
standing
of them
right in
right
front of the seat, and then the cane plate's in front of that. Okay.
Yeah.
See.
Oh, dude, like directly behind the footrail. I mean, like less than an inch behind the footrail.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, if that didn't come through on the camera, it was like mine are less than an inch behind the footrail.
Yeah.
On both the 15 and
I've
the 13.
The only time I've had to move it is if I put them in and I'll sit down and my knees hit it. I'm like, okay, and I put them in. And they're easy. If you get the cam cleats, you look on the back of the cam cleat package and it'll tell you what screws to use. And just use screws. You don't need backing pieces or nothing like that. You just screw.
Dude, I put them through there. I've lifted the boat off.
Yeah,
the first time when I first got them.
Yeah.
I showed you because I was like, man, check this out. Because it was the first ones we had gotten, and I got those super coarse stainless steel screws that fit perfectly. Screwed them in, put the rope in there, and we started picking the boat up and shaking it.
Just the screws that
you know what I mean? We wanted something secure. So we started picking the boat up off the ground and shaking it, and it just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I've never had one come loose.
Me either. And then especially that spot, if you do it up, in like this, and on the inside, those screws aren't going to affect anything. So if you're putting stuff inside your boat, it's not going. If you do it straight down, you have screws sticking straight down.
Yeah, so, well, mine when it's on, it's in the
still
sun,
so far out.
It's so up and out. But
my
worry was that if it was too close to my feet, I'd feel uncomfortable, like when I'm standing, and it would make me nervous that my foot's gonna get caught on something if I need to move real quick or whatever. But like you said, if it's farther up, that makes sense.
And if I'm standing, I don't have my rope in that area anyway.
Yeah.
I'm standing. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as far as if the cam cleat was sticking out like above my foot or something like that.
No, it's more forward than that. It's more forward than that because where I'm standing is kind of where my hips are and all that stuff, and I like to have it on.
They're way.
The handles, they're cool. I like that. The main thing is about those old handles is I catch my fingernail. I catch my fingernail on the backstroke on the paddle.
And always had that real rubber thing, and rubber thing always just caught the paddle, and it eventually just wears off. Yeah. So the way they are now, inside a little more is nice.
Yeah, that boat I've been paddling now for 100 miles and not catching anything with it. But when I got my new Trident, I asked the company have they changed the mold on that thing, and they said it wasn't. They changed the cooling process of it. Yeah. So like you look at the pre-2014s, they're really what they were called cheeked in. It's almost have a bow flare, and even as you go back into the boat, it's cheeked in a little bit. So when they pulled it out, the cooling went too fast or too slow, whatever it was, but it sucked everything in. Now with the new ones, they fixed that. It even seems the plastic is even thicker feeling, more solid. It's more rounded out. Now what's that done for our size guy? It's actually set the boat up a little bit. Instead of using a 220 paddle, I'm using a 221. So I'm just only an inch more, 222. So only 2 centimeters more. 2 centimeters more or something. And so it's not that bad as in sitting up high, but when I put more weight in it, it doesn't sink down as hard because it is more rounder. So that means it's also going to be decent now for heavy guys, heavier guys, guys that are 200 plus.
Guys that are more rounder.
We're all under that. So yeah. So actually, I put a weight in it if I'm carrying it dry. I mean, I had full camping gear in that boat, which I don't usually put camping gear in that boat, and it barely brought it down.
You carry my kettlebells out there to sit down this year so I can work out
well, when I carry without cameras, I have a 25-pound weight in it.
Man.
Yeah, well, I'll get a couple of 50-pound kettlebells and we'll put one in the front and one in the back.
But with the roundness of it, it's smoother. It maneuvers better because it's not catching as much with that sharp bow. So I'm actually able to turn better. You still do that. You can do the turn thing, but it turns better.
Are you saying it tracks just as good though?
Yeah, it tracks just as well. It still tracks just as well because it still has the same amount of boat in the water, and it still has the same design. But it's smoother on the maneuvering, which was cool. I was able to do a spin, and usually you would have a big bubble, a big boil in the front of the bow once you spun, because it would catch. It doesn't do that as much on this.
Dude, I haven't ridden my Trident in what feels like a really long time. Man.
You've been all
predator because I've been hitting the river, the freshwater, and now an inlet, and the Predator's awesome for that.
Yep.
But dude, I mean,
Yeah, you haven't. Then you're gonna go paddle and you ain't ready for that shit.
Dude, I don't know, man. At the bass tournament, at the Yak Attack tournament, the wind picked up pretty hard, and I was just heading back to the ramp, and I was in the Predator, and the wind just pushed me. I was paddling on one side for probably half an hour.
All the time just canoeing.
Yeah, it was.
You can't.
I'd try it every which way. And I think if I had a rudder on it, it would probably help. But
yeah.
I miss my truck. I need to get back
And
in that thing.
You can put a rudder on that one easy too.
It's got all the stuff. Yeah, it's got the stuff for all. Yeah, all you gotta do is unscrew the plastic screws that are in there now.
That is one thing about the high gunnel boats. I mean, everybody's making those higher gunnel boats.
Yeah,
they're comfortable as shit, yeah. But when you get the wind is the kayaker's worst enemy,
it's brutal, dude.
And
it gets worse. I mean, you're exponentially worse.
Yeah,
the higher you get out of the water.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's cool working at Appomattox now because now selling boats and like if you want to go out in open water, here's the 3 designs. It's the Trident, it's the Tarpons, and it's the Feel Free Mokins. Because they're
Do they have that? Do they have that new one we were talking about with Rick?
Yeah, they have the one that Rick
the
lure
crazy seat.
Yep.
Yeah, that
thing is most comfortable. That's the highest advanced. High seat in a kayak there is right now is that Moken feel free.
Moken?
It's not Moken. It's not Moken. It's feel free.
Feel free
lure.
The feel free seats that will fit in your ocean kayaks.
Those are excellent, man. Those are excellent aftermarket seats.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those. We might have to break a rule or something. I don't know.
We're not. I don't think.
Yeah, nobody makes it.
No,
Summit doesn't have a seat, and nobody. Ocean Kayak doesn't. Or Johnson doesn't make a.
They had one. It's in Australia.
Who?
Ocean Kayak. I saw it in a magazine.
What?
It's just like the Surf to Summit super thick gel seats.
But it's it's a very old seat. You talking about the older ones, like the ones we use?
No.
The new
there's a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it in a magazine.
Maybe Australia's already
it's
started
Australia.
before it. Yeah, usually. Yeah, because they're almost like a separate company.
Huh.
New Zealand, or Australia. New Zealand Ocean Kayak. So that's why the Ultras came from there. Because that was their design.
Yeah. It makes sense because of the metric, the 4.3 and 4.7s.
Yep.
So.
What was any more questions on there?
Not really.
But I like the Trident. I mean, after paddling it probably 100 miles now, I do like it. It feels good. Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah.
It's a new boat too, so
yeah.
Being able to go boom and being really sprinty with it, it's kind of easy, but it's that's because it's not scratched up yet. But still, it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into mine.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't been paddling. Actually, you're gonna feel good. And that's the thing is, after I paddled my Predator all winter,
I pushed it hard, man. I got the new high angle paddle for that thing, dude.
Yeah.
I pushed it pretty hard, especially on that windy days. I mean,
the thing is, that's what I'm saying. I was like wanting to paddle my paddle boats after paddling the Predator. I was like,
yeah, I'm gonna like it.
I hadn't been paddling anything really that much, and I had a good time when I paddled in and out back from the first island. I mean, it just felt good.
Yeah. Well, you've been also working out, and your paddling muscles are going, hey, here we go.
Yeah.
They've been getting all these workout, and they want to go, just want to get me paddling. And then they got out there like, all right, and they got all happy and shit. And you thought Tog.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been catching them this year.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And Rick texts you back and see if he probably didn't catch nothing. He was out there big fishing.
He would have let me know.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Been up since not at 4.
Not for
Not
6.
4, but he had plenty of action last night.
Yeah. 6.
Was Rogalski there early this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
His eyes were bloodshot red when he went home after dinner.
Yeah, we invited him to stop by. We could have squeezed him in here somewhere. I can tag team out of this corner over here, but he was about to fall out.
He was about to fall asleep, yeah. That's early.
Good times, though. I'm glad I got on them. Yeah, so I got some fish printing I got to do tomorrow. And then, one of them, it's for...
That's awesome you can share that talent.
I think there's an anniversary gift. It's, probably shouldn't say his name on here.
Good stop there.
Nice guy. We've seen him on the Eastern Shore a couple of times, so he'll probably like a puppy drum.
Yeah.
Print.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's what we like.
I know.
Give us something to talk about next time. We're gonna be back on in a couple of days anyway.
Yeah, we got
Underwood's coming in a couple of days, so
we're gonna talk about the architect tournament because he was director on that.
Tina Shank is still the
he was scorekeeper or some
he's
shit.
the rules director,
right.
Tournament rules, because we changed it up. It used to be.
So it's gonna be all kinds of confusion coming out of our way.
Yeah, he done cheated somebody, and now we got to deal with it up
here. It used to be just single largest of that species, but they changed it up to just because they didn't want it to be some one lucky guy.
Dude,
who just caught
yeah.
one. So it was combination of two, which is fun. I mean, yeah,
that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's a good way of doing it. Hey man, he plays hockey, man. He's 40. He's my age. He's 40 something, and he plays hockey.
Yeah.
That's why his shoulder's injured.
That's why. Yeah.
It's like it's not paddling. It's because his
shoulder.
He slams into dude.
He checked a dude.
Yeah. He slams into dude's half his age. Like wham.
And he plays hockey.
And he plays hockey.
He's not far either.
Yeah.
He works around Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
plays for the fire one of the fire departments. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a crazy. And he's lost a lot of weight too.
Yeah. He has.
Yeah. Talk about that too. Yeah, it's always interesting. It's good to see guys losing weight it'll hinder you on the kayak.
Oh yeah.
You realize that you
Dude, it affects your entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It affects your entire life. I mean, I feel so.
I mean, if there's one reason to make sure you can be better on a kayak, because it might hurt, it might mess you up, it might cause you to die.
Right.
Not getting in your boat and not being able to, not being able. So yeah, losing weights and stuff like that's always a good idea. Good to see guys doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nope.
I gotta eat better. When I travel, man, because when I go back and up and down from Richmond to here all the time, I was eating garbage.
If there was a video of you, of you in December in the Predator, you weren't fishing for reds, but we just talked about the boat, and what he liked about it.
Yeah, the little winter reds.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. What do you think of the boat? And where was that?
That was on the Eastern Shore.
It was on the Eastern Shore.
and I love the boat and love fishing out of it. But I wanted to do.
There wasn't just reports of them in one place over there either. They were every.
Yeah, they're up and down.
People were catching them all.
What I wanted to do was paddle my 4.7 and tow that thing behind me.
So you can when you get to your destination, then you get in the Predator.
Once I got a mile, I was like, okay. A mile and a half, I was really over it. I was over paddling that thing. And then we got bit with wind. And
with the right wind, but with the right wind, you'll get more water to stay in there too.
Yeah. But it was fun. And I kind of sit on that thing and paddle it weird. I sit forward and paddle almost canoe style. If I'm not trying to paddle too far or whatever, it's just.
You get yourself a sup paddle. That way you can canoe. Sit low and canoe.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I was keeping up with Richie and his Trident when we were at the Briary.
The Predator 13's got a good bow to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep up, but the wind is like that's the main thing for me. Like having been in the Trident so many years and knowing what to expect and how it's going to react, and then going into a boat that's so much taller, it's just.
Well, Lee's reaction to that thing his first time in it was where am I? That was
what is going on?
Yeah, that's about how it feels. It's really strange going from a performance boat, a Trident 13 to a high seat boat where it's a whole different.
Well,
deal.
it's also, I mean, Seth Goodrich and his dad were out there, and they were fascinated by it too, because they noticed me getting up and down on it, like not even thinking, like, and Trident, you still have to kind of,
get set.
Yeah, but with
muscles
in the Predator, though, it's just like stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. It was super easy, and I don't even put it in the low seat setting anymore.
Yeah, I just leave mine on high too.
Yeah. But it is incredibly comfortable and well thought out.
Yeah.
boat.
For me, the platform was so amazing because I could stand sideways.
Yeah.
That was.
You can
I was
go-
just.
you can
I
go
could.
around
I was like,
circles
oh wow,
and
this is
stuff,
cool. And then I got on the seat and was walking, like doing 360s in the seat on the high seat, floating, and I was like, this is pretty cool. That's why I love fishing out of it when I'm there. I don't want to paddle more than a mile.
Right.
We had to go 2 miles.
It's because we're spoiled because we understand what a performance paddling kayak is.
Right.
So we're so used to a certain way of getting somewhere.
Well, and it's muscle memory. Our muscles are so used to sitting in this certain position, paddling a certain way. I can sit in any of the boats there and do my swing without a paddle, and after about a minute, my muscles feel like I'm on the water. I can go, okay, this is exactly, my muscles are doing the same thing. My feet are pushing, I'm doing the same thing. And yeah, just by sitting there with no paddle in my hand.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just your muscle memory. Just like you going out the first time, you haven't paddled much at all. And
right.
your muscles like, hey, all right.
Yep.
You know.
Looking forward to it. So, no other questions?
No. That's it.
Is that it? You gonna get going? You said I go to Richmond?
Yeah, I gotta head
He's
back
got to
to
drive. My
9:30.
man's
Is it
sleeping.
9:30?
Yeah, it's 9:30.
Shoo.
Yeah.
That's right. I took a little break. Oh, we didn't get started till a little bit later either.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll close it up, and we're gonna have Joe Underwood here on Tuesday. That is, what's the date on that?
So whatever we didn't think about talking about, we'll know by then.
Yeah,
Sure.
Tuesday the 29th. So that's 2 more days, and we'll have Joe Underwood on here. And thank you, Rod Joy at anglingaddict.com.
Thank you.
Angling-addict.com. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Not next week, 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.